wash like this size. I mean, hello, sorry, I was looking up some stuff on here. I'm gonna turn you sideways. I wonder if I can see comments. I didn't let anybody know I was going live. I just honestly wanted to practice a little bit and play on here and kind of get my feet wet. I have about 10 minutes until I do go live on Instagram. And I apologize for the delay in the beginning. I usually don't do that, but again, I was trying to look at something. So what I thought, hi, hello, Laurel. Okay, I do have my comments sideways. Do you like this landscape view better? Or do you think the portrait's better this way? Hello, Ashley. Hey, how'd you guys know I was here? So cool. I didn't announce it on Instagram. I probably should have. I guess it's easier to read comments if I keep you tall, so I should probably keep you tall here. I didn't really know what I was going to do. That's kind of why I didn't announce. And I kind of wanted to just get kind of more warmed up and comfortable here. So anyway, I grabbed these, the set of M grams. It's not really a set, actually. It's just these colors right here. A bunch of blues, one purple, and a green. So it's not a lot. Let me see if I live message. Let me see if I can get these messages. Oh, good. There we go. Yay. Okay. Now I can see your comments. All right. I am learning about YouTube. So this is all completely new to me. Oh, no, they went away. Okay. I wonder why they don't stay. All right. I don't know. I wish they stayed. I wonder if they'll stay. I'll just leave them like that and see. Okay, sorry for that. Rambling and delays and trying to figure this whole thing out. So with the Misty Forest week, misty, foggy, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. Thinking maybe to just play with these blues, but they're all, I wouldn't say similar, but they're, you know, they're not far from each other. Let's grab this blue, which means I think I had it. How did I have this set up? I think this is the very last blue here. Let's get a very light wash of that. And we'll just go for a very light sky. I need a bigger brush here. I'm gonna grab a size 2 Polina. And I don't say go out and buy all these M grams at all. I definitely think it's a good paint. I do like my M grams. I have used Payne's Gray M grams for since the beginning. So I do love that one. We are driving. I love blues and greens. Okay, good. Yay, where are you driving? Home? Going somewhere? Coming back? Just regular life, mundane stuff. All right, just gonna get a sky in here, and I'm gonna keep it kind of basic. I'm gonna grab some different blues. We'll see if I add anything like neutral tint. See, I wanted to reach for neutral tint instantly. So just to kind of darken up. Rarely will I use a color just by itself. I feel like color needs something. It needs some kind of help. It needs a little bit of more to it. Otherwise it just kind of falls flat for me. And this is that really inexpensive rag paper that I got off Amazon. And it's very thin and it doesn't see, you can already see how it has this very harsh line. It doesn't do great with this kind of stuff, especially if you want to keep adding colors to it. So, you know, that being said, I'm going to add in some very light, I think some trees. I'm going to try to get pretty watery here and see where that can go. I can't even see who's here. Again, I'm still learning about this whole YouTube, so we'll see if this ends up being an avenue that actually benefits me. And I don't know if I can not save it like on Instagram. So all learning together. And so I'm just kind of adding color. It's really wet still, so obviously nothing's going to really, you know, stick or stay. Shapes are just going to dissolve just like that. But sometimes I like to do that because I want to get just some color back there. And obviously you can take more paint and leave it thicker, right? And just mixing colors. See, these blues are very, very similar, so it's not as fun to mix. I prefer grabbing something from another palette. I'm just gonna do it. I was gonna try to stick with those ones, but I don't think I can do it. So, hello, hi Melissa. I'm gonna grab different colors from different palettes because I just feel too limited by those sets of blues. So I was just using just these blues, purple and a green. I wasn't even touching the purple and the green yet, just the blues basically. to play and to, I'm not good to like, so when I came on, it's like, oh, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm an old hat. Oh, are you? Oh, good to know. And your comment just disappeared. Dang it. I wish those stayed. I really wish those stayed. Why does it do that? Yeah, why does it do that? How, can I get, yeah, that's a great question right there. Thank you. I know I love my messy palettes too. They're crazy messy. How do I get my comments to stay while I'm doing this so I can see what y'all have to say? It just disappears in about 10 seconds, maybe even less. And so that's frustrating, right? I wonder if I can just turn myself on. You know what? Maybe I'll try that too. Let me turn myself on YouTube. How do I see if I'm going live on myself? I don't know if it works that way. It might not. Can I see my own self live? No. I don't know how to do it if I can. All right, anyway. So I'm not liking this at all. See how this paper is really buckling? It's very thin. I call it my taco paper because look, it like buckles like a taco, and I'm using the back side. So normally with this kind of paper, I wouldn't use the back side. Like look at it, it's like a bowl. Can you see how buckle it is? Which is normal, right? Most paper does do that. But makes it kind of awkward. So I'm just practicing trees with different brushes. Right now I'm using a Skoda size. Oh look, I use my brushes so hard that the numbers come off. I'm pretty sure it's a size 4. But yeah, my numbers always rub off, which is kind of a bummer because then, you know, I have to try to like sleuth it out. What number was that? When did I order that? Go back in my Amazon or my Jackson. Usually people type in chat when they speak to the streamer, so I promise I'm not. Oh, but put yourself on a second device. Okay, so I was right. Go with YouTube. Okay, how the heck do I even find myself live? I'm gonna have to learn how to do that, aren't I? Okay, good to know. So it is that way. All right, so YouTube has a few little quirks that I'm not quite used to. Learn as I go, right, I guess. I am not liking these blue trees at all. Or any of this, actually. This paper is just, oh, that's okay. Don't have to like everything. Let's just fill it with trees. Practice trees. Different brushes. I'm going to grab a different brush then, since I've already used this one. And again, I didn't let my paper dry, so it's just a lot of water and a lot of paint. So let's just try this big old brush with this down here. Just side to side. Get some trees in there. Just muck it up. Just back and forth. Oh, and I don't have to save this, right? Like on Instagram, I can delete it or just, you know, let it go. Once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, I do not have that attitude. I panic and make it. I know I have to calm myself, trust me. It's been a long time in the making. There's a lot of panic and oh yeah, that kind of stuff. So I'm there. Oh, I'm there. Okay, don't care for this brush for this right now with this paper. Doesn't mean it's not a good brush, right? Doesn't mean it's a bad brush. It just means that it's not working right now. So I'll often do that, find that brushes just aren't working for me in the moment, right? And so I'll be like, okay, skip that brush, go back to a different brush, grab some different paint on a different brush. And again, my paper's still wet, so it's doing some funky stuff up top. And I didn't really care enough to dry it because this isn't, I'm not going for a finished piece here. I'm just playing and letting things be and showing you. This is a great example of crappy paper, of why not to use crappy paper, right? But the funny thing is, I do use crappy paper all the time. I have this sketchbook, and I go on and on about this sketchbook because I love it so much. And I'm not gonna be able to show it too much because the camera's too close right now. But let me show you this thing. I love this thing. It's the cheapest sketchbook in the world. All right, let me get to where it is. But look, you can do everything and anything in it and get color ideas and get swatches and mixes and compositions. And if you're practicing something, right, cram it in here. I love to do this, make little squares and do different scenes in the squares and just play with colors and just, things maybe you don't ever really need to be seen. I usually don't post too much of this book. Sometimes I'll post little snippets of it, but it's just my messy play area, and it's like free to do whatever. Oh no, it was a chicken. A rooster. Are you crowing? Oh, I love it. Oh, going away. You can delete on here. Well, that's interesting. So this is a $4, Target sketchbook. This was fun. All this is the same scene using like watercolor pencil, charcoal, black gel pen, Primacolor pencil, white pastel, like China marker, all different things. And it's just playing, right? And sometimes I feel like sometimes this book is honestly why maybe I get less blocks and less like moments of like freak out, because it's just, I do anything in here. Right? I'm trying to hear you in my head say that too. And it's really cracking me up. So it started off as sorry. It started off more as let me keep my colors straight, right? And then just mixing everything. But anyway, point being, I love the $4 cheapy card. This is as bad as, say, like copy paper, right? This paper is bad. And I also have this whole backside just with notes like of, colors I want to try, paints I want to try, paints I've ordered, and it's literally the $4 one at Target. I don't even know why they charge $4, quite honestly. It's super like inexpensive, cheap. And then let me show you this other one. So this is my other sketchbook, and this could be ultimately free or $1, okay? And I'm sorry if this makes you, if it's not your thing. Look what happened. See, this book it's goner. It's a goner. Hello, Teresa. It's a goner. And so, unfortunately, my kids ended up dropping it off the thing too. So this is my other. It is starting to get a little warped. Not as warped as it was in the beginning, but I'm painting more and more in it, and more the pages are closer together. So you can see back here, I haven't painted back here much, but so it is getting a little warped, which it wasn't in the beginning. And here is just another place where I can paint. I did a 30-day color challenge. It's nice not to be so precious. Yes, it is. I feel like I get some fancier ones and I feel like I'm wasting the paper. Yes, Melissa, exactly. So like when you're just practicing things that you're like, this doesn't need a border, so I feel like it looks better in the book than it would on, just for me anyway, a plain piece of paper, because I'm not that great with flowers. So this just became another way for me to let loose and be loose. Like, this is ugly, but it's in here. My granddaughter's now, I did buy an old book because of you. Did you? Yay! So this book is over 100 years old. So the paper is really great. And if you just test the piece on the back, you should be able to know right away. You can use watercolor ground if you think your paper is not going to. This was a terrible one of those paint your style challenges, the rock one. It looks like macaroons stacked on top of each other. But it's just, I love this. You could keep it legible if that's your thing. Absolutely 100% keep it legible. This book is kind of a terrible, awful, no good one, so I don't keep it legible, and it's not a priority for me, but you can absolutely keep it legible if you wish. I never finished that, obviously. But yeah, those were actually fun florals. Occasionally I'll do a fun floral. But then, so this is just a mixture of landscapes and florals and, random stuff. Some stuff didn't work, some stuff did. You can tell when it's the holidays. And then I think I skipped a big chunk here. So I highly recommend getting, either a cheap sketchbook or just some kind of old book. It can be anything. It can be a cookbook, a dictionary. I'm not a Bible person, but you could use I have heard a lot of people really want to use a Bible, so you could try that. Although from what I remember, I don't remember paper being the best in that, so I think it would be really hard. This was on my leaf phase. I loved the leaf phase. Not so great flowers, but it can be not so great because I don't know where I saw those leaves. I don't remember what they're called, but I had to do them, so I tried in here. And sometimes it was just simple, nothing, and sometimes the water would just dry the right way, right, or the wrong way if you don't like it. But things would happen, and it was totally unintentional, that little path, but it worked. Look at that. It's just the way the water was sitting on the paper when it dried. And I use a ton of water in this thing. So I was just to swatch some, funky stuff, trial and error. And, at first I wanted to keep it all pristine and perfect and I don't want to flaw this up, but go for it, This was just the resist idea. And I went with that for a while there. Got a little Excited about that. Oh, you know what this was? So this was a thing, we homeschool. And so each morning I would set out, sometimes I would doodle for the kids. So I would doodle something and they would have to draw in like a picture from the doodle. And so that's where that sparked from. And so is that same theory. Anyway, I guess I went a little crazy with that whole theme. Holidays again. So this book has been painted in for about 2 years now, on and off. I don't do it all the time, but I like to do it a few times a week or such. And you know, if you're skeptical about it, go to the back last paper, right? Last page. And often books have, you know, empty pages, or go to the table of contents and test it out there. This one's copywritten in 1874, so that gives you a general idea, you know, not really the perfect idea. This happens to be The Conquest of Peru. Again, not a super nice book in my opinion. But anyway, I think it's just a fun way to just play with stuff and let go. And same with the sketchbook. So anyway, I'm rambling, and that's kind of all I wanted to do, I guess, is to maybe inspire you to use something maybe a little bit different. Maybe sheet music. Sheet music is also a great one to try. And there's always sheet music at Goodwill, so or thrift store. So check that out. And when you're looking for sheet music, you do want to be kind of careful because it tends to be like a very slick, smooth surface, and that's not going to really work for you. So you want it to feel slightly, you know, like rough-ish. You also don't want it to feel super cool because that shiny paper tends to feel really cool. This is just, you know, regular old book paper. Nothing fancy, but it just does have a much better quality than something you would find nowadays. And again, if you wanted to use a book from now, you would just use watercolor ground, and they make a transparent ground, which is just clear, and you can paint over, oops, sorry about that. You can paint over your paper, let it dry, and then paint on top of that. And so it kind of preps your paper to accept the watercolor. And I think you can get a jar of that for like $10 on Amazon. So if you're skeptical about that, I would highly recommend giving that a try. All right. Well, thank you for joining me and listen to me yammer on and on. I always love sharing stuff about watercolor, and I could probably talk forever about it. I just feel so happy and lucky to share the joys and the little things I find out about it. And there's like things I find out every single day. So it's always a yay, that's so exciting kind of thing for me. So yeah, I do get overly excited. And that blue picture I started with the trees, it's a muddy, mucky mess now. So let's just admire the backside, which, you know, turned out much better. Aw, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. So, okay. Well, everybody have a great evening. I'm going to go do a subscriber live on Instagram, and I'll try to do these. I'm going to try to do these once a week. I do need to figure out some glitches with this YouTube, don't I? I don't want to make them too long because I feel like on YouTube people don't like long. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Until then, see you later. Bye.